Meme Zawe Dejen Ourense Treme Chimben Wangbo Nyamben Yang Dubu Malun Jonde Sanwe Da Ganjen Kebe Zujian Zongkapa Losang Chabe Xia La So Wangde.
And in taming our minds, there are 3 levels. There's a small scope, medium scope, and a great scope. These 3 scopes are vital to tame our minds, and it's also vital to lead for us to reach liberation and reach the Buddhahood. It is also very important for our daily life as well. As a human on earth here and now, it helps us as well to live a good life. And if we trace the root all the way, this is all the message, all these teachings coming from Buddha Shakyamuni. After he became enlightened, he turned the wheel of the Dharma and gave his experience to his followers. And many of the when the sentient beings don't have enough capacity to understand his teachings, his disciples like in Nalanda, like Nagarjuna and Sanghas, and start writing commentaries to explain his experience and how to practice properly. So as the time goes on, we had in the past, Atisha and Zhongdunba and Lama Tsongkhapa, to write the commentaries. And so then, when we come back, how we tame our mind, it's beginning with a small scope of what's the first step. So in order to tame our mind, the first step is to found a qualified guru. Which kind of guru is considered qualified? So first, he knows how to explain the teaching, Buddha's teachings, and so on and so forth. There's 10 qualifications mentioned in the Lam Rim. And so it's the root of all good qualities, or the root of our, the path to freedom. It lies in this guru. Without guru, it's impossible to practice well. Of course, we can understand. It's the teaching is written on the paper, but actually to practice and turn it into wisdom that benefit our minds, it's impossible without the guidance of the guru. And second, we need to understand the value of our human life or human body. From the Buddhist point of view, this human body carries a great value. So without a guru point out that to you, nobody really knows. And so for example, for a person who doesn't have food, doesn't have water, hungry all the time, it's very, very, very poor. And so the in old times when they have to cook food and water, they set a fire, they put 3 stones, and then put the pot over those stones. But for this poor person, who's so poor that doesn't know that those stones actually made out of gold and jewels, then that poor person will remain the poor for the entire life. But if he knows he has a valuable jewel, then from that moment that he knows he has this treasure, he is no longer poor, and he will leave this poverty behind. It's the same with us as well. We don't know our human rebirth. The value of our current human rebirth is called opportune human rebirth. it is extremely valuable and it's extremely difficult to get. The reason why it is difficult to get is because of the causes to generate this up to human rebirth are very difficult to generate, and the nature of those causes are very difficult. And for example, what are the causes for this human body? And one of the causes to practice six perfections or six paramitas. The first, to practice generosity. Second, um, these six perfections. And the third is the dedication to future lives. So these are extremely difficult to generate a pure causes. And then that all this information coming from the guru, and until we meet the guru, we are like the beggars, with who are poor our entire life but don't know what we have in our possession that are really valuable. And so the the and from this moment we have a chance to leave the properties. And if we look back which kind of life we have been living up to this point, and in terms of the mental activities, every day, most of times, we are dominated by the negative minds, especially the attachment. And this is also because we don't know, the value of our what we already have in, that is valuable. By knowing this, slowly we're gonna, leave this negative minds behind, because lots of lures are coming. Other types of lures cannot compare with what we have, so we no longer desire those things.
Meme zawe dejen chen zi zheme qinbian wangbo nyanbian yang dubu ma lun jiong de sangwe da ganjian kebe zujian zong ka pa lo sang chakbe xia la so wang de. Meme zawe dejen chen zi zheme qinbian wangbo nyanbian yang dubu ma lun jiong de sangwe da ganjian kebe zujian zong ka pa lo sang chakbe xia la so wang de.